question of the day is, has anyone had any misconceptions of you as a cosplayer?
Yes, they definitely have. A lot of people think when you're a cosplayer, it's like only sexy cosplay. So someone at like my work found out I did cosplay and they're like, oh, so you do like a sexy cat, right? And I was like, no. And then people just think you're weird sometimes. And I think the most uncomfortable was that one person who thought it's only about sexiness. And I was like, no, it's about craftsmanship and creativity and connecting with people who like the same things as you. So that was an interesting experience.
What misconceptions have people had about you guys as cosplayers?
I've had people just think that I'm completely weird and out of the ordinary, like that I must be super into Japanese culture and all this kind of stuff just because I dress like this and have this as a hobby. Like I've had people who didn't let me live with them because of it.
As a cosplayer, the most prominent one is that I'm paid to cosplay and that it is okay to write nasty things online or to touch me when I'm just a normal person. I still have the same rights as everybody else. I'm not a toy or anything. I actually spend way more money making it. I don't get a single cent out of this. It's a hobby, not a profession.
So people think that because, like, oh, she's probably getting paid to do this, we're allowed to own her, essentially.
Yes, very much so. Like I've had people come up and grab me. I've had people grab props and break them, and it's just not cool.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a disassociation.
I feel that people often forget that, like, we're not Disneyland face characters. But it's like, no, this is not our job. Like, this is something we do for ourselves that just happens to be in public. So it's like, often, because I often have to sit, I have a damaged spine, and it's like, people ask for photos while I'm sitting. I'm like, I'm sorry, not right now. And then they just get very angry. And then specifically, because this is a second version of Ogre Fiona that I've done the more traditional one, and a lot of people think it's okay to be like, can I pay you for sex in that? And I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Are there any misconceptions about you that anyone has because you cosplay?
There are some misconceptions in terms of like the sexualness of cosplaying that has developed more now that it's more popular. So I do think like there has been times where people expect me to like, they'll ask me like, oh, do you have Patreon? Like, do you post nudes or something? And that's one thing that like I really don't do. I do like to cosplay like characters that are a little more on the sexy side, but I definitely am not into the whole like lingerie cosplay mashup type thing. So that's definitely a very common misconception that I've experienced as a cosplayer.
I mean, and that's not to say that that stuff isn't out there, but like,
yeah,
definitely,
I have
like,
nothing.
I feel like
I have nothing against that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you want to do it, if girls want to do it, it empowers them. Go ahead and do it. But just for me, like, I'm just not into that, me personally. So.
And people should not assume that right off the bat just because you dress up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mostly at home, but at conventions you feel welcome. But I never really gotten any misconceptions at conventions because you're always welcome here.
Today's question of the day is, has anyone had any misconceptions about you as a cosplayer?
No, none of my friends or family know about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is people are always so challenging of you, like, did you make that? And then when I tell them, like, yeah, I made this and I designed it, people are like, wow! And I'm like, okay, so clearly you thought that, like, something else, because it's not like a look of, like, they're impressed, it's a look of, like, they're genuinely surprised. And I'm just like, did you just not think I'm capable of making something or designing something? Because that sucks if that's how you felt about me. And that happens kind of a lot.
Yeah, a lot of times people are not being honest.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know who you are as a cosplayer.
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
They're honestly just like a pretty girl just wearing a costume. They can't conceptualize that you made the costume, that you designed the costume, that you put 30 to 100 hours to thousands of dollars into the costume. Like, it's just, oh, you're a pretty girl wearing a costume.
I've had people kind of go, what? You dress up and go around places in public? And it's like, what's wrong with that? It's like any hobby, like, building models or collecting cards, just, I like making costumes. Nothing weird about that.
I would say a misconception is that you have to be the ethnicity of that character. Like you technically, it doesn't matter what race you are, even what gender, because we love to do gender bends, right, ladies? I mean, but you know, it's one of those things that it's for everyone, and I think that people feel like if they're not character accurate, you know, as far as skin color or, you know, or like even certain attributes, like they can't do it. And the thing is that you totally can do it because you are just showing love for your fandom. So it's really all about showing that love for whatever show, anime, or comic book character, and hanging out with your friends and having a good time, like we're doing right now. So yeah.
I'm always like, don't take the play out of cosplay. Like, come on. And people are always like often telling me that I'm not a real cosplayer because a lot of my costumes aren't like character accurate or specifically like screen accurate or whatever, but I just like to wear what I feel is cool. I like to use my own hair, even though I have red hair. I cosplay a lot of redheads, but I also have a blonde streak, so I'll rock that blonde streak with a redhead who doesn't have one, whatever. It's just about having fun. It doesn't make me not a cosplayer, it doesn't make me not a good cosplayer or whatever. I'm just trying to express myself in a creative way, you know?
You know, I for one have had people think that I'm kind of rude just because we tend to take things a little more seriously. But when they meet me, they find out that I'm really nice and I like to, you know, talk to people. I'm not quiet, kind of outgoing, and I like to just make new friends and talk to people. So.
I'd say kind of along the same way. The only thing that's different about me is like I have the same kind of thing about that, but then also like people think that because most of the time my eyebrows are just angry looking, so they think I'm really mad, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not, it's okay. And then they talk to me like, oh wait, this is okay. So people think I'm angry, but I'm not angry, I'm okay. So
come talk to us.
Yeah,
we like talking to people.
We like people.
It's about being approachable, I guess. People feel like they can approach you.
It's hard.
Yeah.
We try, but apparently we look scary.
Okay,
so.
especially, like, I have to say, and this goes for a lot of cosplayers, I think, because I've heard this over and over again. Like, if we're doing a picture or something, we still would love to take a picture with you or say hi to you. Like, it's not that...
We don't want you to go away. That's not what...
Right. Like, by all means, come talk, come ask. Like, that's fine. It's totally fine.
I would say kind of like, what if you're like tired and you're sitting down? I mean, that's understandable for you to be like, all right, I need a break.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people too, like we've been sitting there and people will just be like, oh, that, like one time, one guy, I'm not even kidding.
First year.
They were sitting down, they told me the story. He was like, had his phone. He's like, oh, that's cute, while they were eating, and just walked away. He didn't even ask, he just was like, oh, that's cute.
Like, I'm sure
so
it was
like,
really attractive.
It probably was really bad, and it's like, asking is appreciated, but also it's like, it's okay. Just, if someone's sitting down eating, maybe it's not the best time. I'm just making a general statement, but it's okay.
My family doesn't quite understand what cosplaying is, so they kind of think that what I'm doing is just kind of indulging in fantasy land and delusion land, when really it's just showing off your art and your skill and being able to commiserate with other people who also participate in the same art and skills. So it's really just a matter of perceptions. But a lot of times with my family, it's mostly like, oh, you're doing that thing where you play pretend. Okay. And it's like, it's more than that. It's showing off what I can do. Like, I've never made foam swords before, but look at me go. You know, I'm learning and becoming a better person for it.
What are some misconceptions you think people have had about you?
That I don't know anything about what I'm cosplaying, that I like am just doing it for attention, but no, I just really like cosplaying. I've been cosplaying for like 13 years or so, so I really enjoy dressing up as the characters, and I usually choose ones that I like, not just, oh, that's popular. No, I do it because I like it.
What are some misconceptions people have had about you in the cosplaying world?
I'm new to cosplay. I joined it because my friend loves it. I just have a hard time like explaining it to people who have no idea what it is, because they're just like, I don't understand like what you're talking about. And I try to like be like, well, it's kind of like Halloween, but like you're embracing like the shows and like that you like in the movies.
I think something that a lot of people think about cosplayers is we're all kids, you know. A lot of people think that the generation is a lot younger than we actually are. You know, I'm 27. But it runs through all ages, and I'm kind of happy about that, and the fact that, you know, it's not just one generation anymore. It's spanned across so many different generations, so many different ages, and you see even little kids, you see like older people, and I like, you know, I like that.
Yeah, there's a little ageism at play there.
I love that. Yeah.
Misconceptions?
Yeah.
Oh, that I live in my mother's basement. They think I'm strange. What's strange though? They think I don't have a real job. Oh my gosh, it goes on and on and on and on. And then but the people that know me, you mean the people that don't know me? Yeah, that's the misconceptions people have.
Yeah, it could be people that know you, the people that don't know you.
Yeah, people that know me, they still think it's a little. They go, "That's your deal. You know, have a good time." They don't care. It's not their thing. But then I have other friends that we all hang together, and that's what we do. We go run around. In fact, they're not here today. They're working a different event, so they're not with me. But that's a lot of the misconceptions. Yeah.
Mostly that I'm into kiddie stuff. That it's more like one giant Halloween gathering. I've seen that a lot at home, at work. But I've also been fortunate enough to see other people understand and come with me as friends. So it's been a very good time, very positive so far.
I would say the main thing is that we're just bringing joy. The misconception is that it's nerdy and childish, but the main point is we're making everybody happy.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about that all cosplayers do it for the attention. No matter what we wear, if it's super conservative armor or sexy, it's like, oh, you're just trying to show off. It's like, understand that I'm going to do this whether or not you're looking at me. I'm doing it because I had an idea in my head. I wanted to get it into fabric and then take pictures of it to prove that I did it. I don't care if you look at it. I don't care if you like it on the internet, whatever. I'm going to post it no matter what and get off my case.
Right on. Amen.
Yes. And there you go. What are your experiences as a cosplayer? Leave a comment below. I'm Brianne for Nerd Caliber.